A beautiful Idaho sunset that really looks like a painting.
Oh.
It looks like a watercolor. It is so beautiful.
Picture perfect. Yeah.
And that's what we get to see around here. And we're pretty lucky. Let's get to Jim and check in on the hot weather.
That certainly is beautiful. Yesterday it was kind of hard to sit outside and watch any sunset because it was so hot.
It was.
Yeah, 103 yesterday, not quite as hot today. But as you look over the last 2 weeks, we saw temperatures increasing, obviously, as we headed into summer. A couple of days did stay below average, but then it climbed above average on most days since then. And it's been in the 90s, and finally yesterday, the first time in the triple digits in Boise. And today, backing off once again into the upper 90s. Still hot, but not quite as hot as the weekend. Cooling off a little bit more the next couple of days, but look at the projection for next weekend. Back up in the triple digits once again. So the mountains are a good place to go, but even the mountain areas warmed up and will be cooling off a little bit this week. Scattered showers around this morning, leaving the mountain areas, possibly popping up again in some of the higher terrain later on this afternoon, and temperatures cooling down to the mid to upper 70s the next few days in the high country, and then by next weekend back into the mid to upper 80s once again. Beautiful sunrise underway. Look at that. A few scattered clouds giving their silver linings to us this morning, and we're looking at a temperature of 68 degrees currently in Boise. And as far as temperatures elsewhere around southwest Idaho, mainly in the 60s in the valleys, a couple of 70s still here and there, and in the 50s in the mountain areas, even Stanley. 50 degrees this morning. Well, Storm Tracker shows that there were some showers and thunderstorms that fired up yesterday in eastern Oregon, clipped the southwestern part of the state. Looked a little dark down toward Owyhee County and to the west yesterday afternoon and evening. Those lifted northward, a couple of sprinkles here and there and a little wind out of them, but most of the activity stayed up in northeastern Oregon during the night, around Baker County, moving on northeastward into our west central mountains, where it's lifting northward out of the area now and drying out. But over towards Sun Valley and east of Haley and Ketchum, we have a couple of isolated showers this morning. Now, the air mass over us was a little bit unstable yesterday because of all the heat and because of a low pressure system in Oregon. So as that lifts out of the area today, that low pressure system will track to the east. Showers still along the Cascades, northern Oregon, and into north and central Idaho. And by afternoon, isolated thunderstorms popping up here and there, even in portions of southeast Idaho, Oregon, and along the Nevada border. But the rest of us looking dry. So for the Magic Valley, look for high temperatures today, warming back up like yesterday to the mid-90s, 95 yesterday in Twin Falls, and will be again today, 93 in Jerome and Burley. And for the central mountain areas, mid to upper 80s today, with that slight chance of isolated thunder showers. And western mountains might see an isolated storm again this afternoon as well. Low 80s around McCall and up to 84 in Cascade. There you see 93 at Riggins and Council, while it'll be in the mid-90s in the Treasure Valley as well, all the way up to 98 in Gem County, and in the upper Treasure Valley, 97 in Boise and Meridian, 94 in Mountain Home, and 96 in Eagle and Cuna. Tomorrow cooling off a little bit more, but staying in the mid-90s through midweek. We drop slightly on Thursday to near normal at 92, then start warming back up again as we head toward the weekend, eventually hitting the triple digits again by next weekend.